Plans are now being finalized for Friday's services for Reverend Jesse Jackson at Chicago's House of Hope. And this morning we learned that former presidents Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton will all be attending.
The Jackson family has also invited Donald Trump and George W. Bush. And Michelle Relerford sat down with the pastor of the House of Hope to reflect on Jackson's legacy.
How perfect. The man who taught us to hold on to hope will be celebrated at the House of Hope by thousands feeling the loss of a giant.
You use the word perfect. I would use the word providential.
Senior pastor Charlie Dates says Reverend Jesse Jackson visited the House of Hope more than 20 years ago, before this 10,000-seat sanctuary was even complete.
He and my predecessor, Reverend Meeks, drove their car right through one of the gates. And he stood up and he looked around and he gave Pastor Meeks a message about the living nature of hope. His message was transcendent, that hope is universal and it is unfading and unending. So it's great that we get to celebrate him in a place that bears the name of his mantra, really a place he walked into before anybody else did.
There will be no sorrowful memorial or solemn remembrance ceremony, a celebration for the people he loved and served by the people he loved and served is the only fitting final salute.
The nuances of his personality, the largesse of his person, the bigness and the grandiose nature of his mind and of his thoughts gives us reason to celebrate. I mean, a boy born to a teenage mother who was born to a teenage mother in the backwoods of South Carolina, who emerges as one of the most significant leaders in our world, is reason for anybody to celebrate.
Pastor Dates says he met Reverend Jackson at 17 years old when he introduced Reverend Jackson at a breakfast honoring Dr. Martin Luther King.
And he held my hand up. He made me stand there till he got up, and he held my hand up to say, this young man is gonna, and he went on and on and on. Well, the next day, Michelle, I was on the cover of the Chicago Defender. And then when I became pastor of Salem, he laughed at me. He said, you are taking on a significant responsibility. And he said, your message is bigger than that building. And he said, you've got to find a way to get the message outside of the four walls to a waiting world.
No words ring truer, as this Friday the world will be waiting within this sanctuary and streaming across the globe, waiting for a message to bring peace in their pain and direct the path forward without Reverend Jackson's voice, his presence, his heart.
I think grief is the price we pay for having loved somebody. So it's appropriate to grieve. But we do not grieve as people who have no hope. And our message will be just that hope is the one thing that can outlive the grave. So even when the man of God dies, nothing of the mission of God dies. So we'll celebrate the man and continue the mission.
Well stated. And we will have special live coverage of the People's Celebration at the House of Hope on Friday. Dr. Charles Jenkins and Reverend James Meeks will lead the service. Chicago native Jennifer Hudson and gospel legend B.B. Winans will perform. And the growing list of speakers includes Mayor Brandon Johnson and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. We've also learned that Stevie Wonder is expected to perform during a private service on Saturday.